Wow. Took us 10 years.
to come here, to be
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But it's a big pleasure to be here and
It's amazing.
to share these moments together and to see the rabbits running. 10 years ago, I was here and we had a long conversation about Abigail. And it was really an important point in my life. And Abigail was in my mind for many, many months. And at the end, I was just about the point, shall I write about her? And quite fast, I begin to write. So I begin to write. It was 9 years ago, about nine and a half.
In what part from Abigail, obviously it's the Abigail from the Bible, what part of it moved you in that fascinating way to starting to write a book and you go through a journey of 10 years? What was the moment that you said to yourself, you're looking at the character in the Bible and you say, that's it, this is something that I'm diving in, and you've been studying it?
I don't know how an artist can be touched, but by the way, it's the point. I think that when you paint something, it's there is something more than just the subject you are painting. Abigail was exactly the same. I was really touched because during the discussion and you read a verse, and I was just, yeah, my emotions were just, I something has just opened my eyes at that moment. And I saw that Abigail was married with the wrong person, with Nabal, who is said to be one of the worst of the, I don't know how you say it in English, but perverse person. And I couldn't really understand how she passed from this kind of, and how she could live with this man, and after she get married with David. And there was something that was really difficult to me to understand what she had to pass through. And I feel that I knew her.
Wow.
So writing about her, at the beginning, my book was only about her point of view. And I discovered that Samuel was also close in the story. I don't know why, but I put him in the story. And it was also interesting to have a third point of view, which is the point of view of Nabal.
Right.
Because he's just not a crazy guy. He did what he did for some reasons. And it was quite interesting to discover the same story through 6 eyes.
Wow. 6 eyes, right? Wow. I'm looking at you, and you told me before we start to do this recording, you said that you a year ago, right? You sent it to a publisher.
Yeah.
And then the publisher, you went through the first what was that, like the filter, like
maybe,
first
yeah.
filter, and then when on the second one the committee said that they rejected that.
Yeah.
And then you said something that made me feel, it made me think about my art and the art form that I do, and the struggles or the thoughts or the philosophy that I'm involved with, that you decided to study again, to go through your book again, and you immediately shifted into let's make it better.
Yep.
Rather than say, if they rejected me, it's their fault, which I would agree with you. I would say yes, it's their right to say no, we don't want that. We want, like, we want kitschy stuff, for example. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, immediately I would think in that way, and it made me think, because I battle with these thoughts throughout my life, because I make a painting, and I do have somebody that look at my painting and say, and I have my teacher basically that looks at it and say, yeah, you can fix it here, you can fix it here. He encourages me, but also gives me criticism that I. But eventually, I will have to stand at some point and say, this is my art, this is my painting, like it or leave it, whatever. But it is what it is. So I told you that I am struggling with that, and then you said, tell me again what you said about the way that you look at that approach. Like when you face a criticism, you went inner search to see how can you make yourself better. We spoke about that. So just a little bit about that. What was your experience when you were rejected?
I understood that professional people reveals that there were a problem with the reading of the book. It was not enough understood or whatever, or the approach was maybe not the good one, or but I need to hear the professional point of view, not to begin, not to transform the art in in the way that they would be, it would be more bankable, you know. But I knew that it was correct, and I need to hear that point of view to get it better, because at the end it's not my writing, it's the story of Abigail, and I need her to be heard, to be seen, to be understood. So if I need to rewrite it, I will.
Please allow me to ask you. So you're saying that you felt more of an agent of Abigail rather than a self-proclaimed author.
Sure.
Like this is me, this is my writing, and
No.
the world should deal with it. Like you're making a Picasso painting, and you just, I don't care whether you like it or not. I'm Picasso, right?
And that's it.
Yeah.
But Picasso has a style.
Right.
You like it or not, he has a style. And with the art, it's the emotion. Don't you think that the connection is between the people who just look at your paintings or read my story and see what happens? If nothing happens, did you do it with your soul, or
Right.
did you do it just with your art and with your hands?
Yeah.
Which could be all right.
Right.
What I'm saying is Picasso, Monet, Degas, whatever is the painting artist, they had, you see their soul through their paint.
Right.
And it's my point, actually.
Wow. So
Do
now
we
it's
see
a little
our soul?
different. Right, but it's a little different approach. What I was concerned was I was trying to say is that there is a level of our art that you say, I am exposing my soul.
Yeah.
But what I heard you say regarding Abigail, which was fascinating, that you felt that you were willing to so-called market her story. You felt, I need to expose her story, so I will work on the narrative to be read. So you feel, by the way, it is you're revealing your soul, but it's not what drove you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What drove you is to expose her story.
Yeah.
That's what you felt that people should read about. People should be concerned about what the story of Abigail.
I felt so many wisdom in her story and so many tears, and I think that she can help so many people because she helped me through this story, through her path. That my point is that yes, to reveal her story, because I'm sure that she has to share with a lot of, with so many people also.
Right.
And even if she's not there anymore, her story reveals so many things.
Right. So by the way, it is also, you feel like it's not just her story, it's also your story? Is that what you?
Of course.
Yeah.
When you write or when you paint or
Yeah.
when you have music, your emotional situation is just going through the music, going through the words, through the colors. And everything will change when you paint black and white only, or when you paint only yellow, or all together. It's not the same story.
Right.
It's not the same art. But what do you need? By the way, it's a matter between you and you, me and me. Doing this painting, writing, it's just how do I see this how to say it, I'm sorry, my French is stronger than my English. How do I why do I feel like that? How do I go over this temptation, this bad news or whatever, you know? How do I confront this situation? And I know I know how I do confront, asking also her, how did you confront that?
Wow. Wow. So you're saying that while writing this book, you were able to find your own path. Like
Sure.
it's like a dialogue with
Sure.
her about how you went, the struggles that you went through your life, how you elevate or progress through your life through a dialogue with the character that you're writing.
Sure. And
obviously it's not just a character, it's a historical character, so
It's
it's not just a fiction kind of a dialogue. Is something that you need to correlate with the text, with the Bible, with the history, and with your life, and you're corresponding with that, which is just utterly amazing.
what we need to remember is that Abigail was the first prophet,
Right.
woman prophet,
Right.
of the Bible. So becoming she didn't came on when she was kid saying, I will be a prophet. Okay,
Right.
it comes to her, and
It is what it
what
is.
did she did with all this new, and it's quite surprising. But also what is fascinating is that in the Bible we have just elements about her.
Right.
And I was hypnotized by what happens between these elements.
Right.
What happens to bring her in to marry this guy.
Right. Like, how come
To say
such
yes,
a brilliant woman
and maybe to be in love with him.
Right.
And what happens to him to come to Abigail and to say, okay, I want to be with her, and I want to marry her, and I will treat her like nothing, and it's fascinating.
Wow.
So it's a psychological way also. It's a spiritual and it's a psychological way also.
I find my own life, something happened to the light. I don't know why it shut off.
Yep.
That's the way. Next time I'm gonna have a cameraman. I don't know why did it shut off. How could that be? It just finished? It can't be. I charged it and all that.
No more light, maybe.
It's strange.
No more light, but no more battery.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like last for ages, but whatever. I'm gonna
How do you choose your characters for the painting?
Oh. Yeah.
What do these characters are telling to the reader or the people who just are watching at them?
So you're asking me how I choose my character.
Yeah.
So a lot of like, all right, that goes back to the previous conversation we had when we were inside. I'm thinking about the characters that I'm working on. At the beginning, the general agenda is that I'm studying art.
Okay.
So At first, I'm not even thinking about the characters. I just want to draw something. I feel like I need to express myself. Then I started to smear the paint, and then you're looking for an object to work on, and you search for an object that while you're working on, you can have good thoughts, like it reflects something good. I don't like to draw, to paint things that are not pretty and not nice. I know that there is a genre in museums. You can see that there is
Yeah.
like gore stuff and things that like disgusting, all the things that are not pleasant. I do feel that painting needs to represent calmness and niceness and serenity. Like you hang up a painting on a wall, it gives you that feelings. It's not supposed to provoke you. Provoking is good for a movie or for a theater, but I don't think that you want to sit in your couch or at your house and being provoked by. I remember when I was younger, I went to the Israel Museum and it was over there hanged on a wall, a very very masterpiece work. It was just a piece of beef, just cut piece of beef on the table, and the blood was even like coming down on the table, and it was amazingly professional, high quality painting. I just couldn't believe that such an amazing artist put his 3 4 months in front of the canvas making such a thing that what is the experience while he was writing it, while he was drawing that. I was thinking about that. So I don't like to do that, but it goes back to the conversation that we had. I am in a I'm I don't feel that I got there yet, to that I'm expressing myself in art. I don't think that I am expressing myself as much as I'm living the art. I'm living the freedom that I get while I'm working on the details of the painting. And in those moments, I disappear. The world disappears, and I don't think about my duties, the finance struggles, and I'm just all there, addicted to that brush and to that brush strokes that I trying to get something, and I don't even know what's going to happen with it, but I get that experience, and I say to myself, it's worth it all for me, because for those moments alone, everything makes it
Disappears.
yeah, disappears. So this is amazing. And then when I hang it on the wall and people appreciate, that's a bonus. It's not what I was experiencing. I don't care if the painting will be sold or not. And then I do care, because my human psychics does go reflect that. Is like, if you don't sell a painting, if you don't expose your art, something is wrong in the process. And you said something amazing about that process of exposing your art and doing the due diligence to get your art out, any art form. Like for example, you're looking for author, and you're willing to go through the steps of being rejected and perfecting your work and doing it again and again. I I in the other hand, in the other way, I'm trying to run away from it. I felt like I don't want to do that. Now I'm changing it. But you said something amazing about sculpturing, and please say it again. I think that everybody is going to watch this video is going to appreciate your metaphor.
Um, I think that artists are the one who are connected to their soul, and the guy who paint the piece of beef or whatever, he said what he has inside,
Right.
and there is no judgment to have.
Right.
And when you paint joyful things or peaceful things, you say what you have in your soul.
Right.
And the art is that the interesting point of the artist is this one, is to be connected who we are really and what we say through the art. So now a sculpture, you have a piece of earth and you take off the
A
pieces.
sculpture, right?
Yes, you take off what is not your art.
Oh.
You know, and it's a way of wisdom also. For me, the art touches us through emotions because it's pure and it's a kind of connection that we have with the artist. And we need to respect that. And being a true artist, maybe, isn't it to be connected the maximum possible to our own soul and saying what is our truth, what is our maybe our wandering, what is our solution, what are our joys, what we have inside.
I really like that metaphor because the idea that you have like a piece of rock and you take a chisel and a hammer and you starting to chisel out the little pieces, and from a bulk big lump of a rock you're gonna have now a fascinating sculpture. And you say that the struggles that you go in life or struggle that you go through your art, and the more you break through it, it's another chip that goes out to reveal that beautiful sculpture at the end. I have never heard a more beautiful metaphor that it calms me down, like you said. So I felt that everybody should hear that, because I think it explains that the process that you do as an artist, that is the art, not the final results. The final results, as I said before, it's a bonus. But the process is what makes you an artist. Because if you're not willing, if you are chiseling out pieces and you say, no, I don't want to take that piece out because it's too hurtful for me. Okay, you're not going to reveal the leg. You're not going to reveal the face. You're not going to reveal something. Okay, fine. So you go through life like being careful, or afraid to hit against the rubber hits the road. You don't want to feel that. Then you don't want to reveal what is awaits for you, what's supposed to be revealed, which is your final product, your final art.
If you look at the David from Michelangelo,
yes,
okay, I saw him.
You saw it for real?
Yeah.
Right.
And you see the sculpture.
But where it is? It's in Italy?
It's in Italy, yes. And I saw the sculpture, and then you see that the ends are too big.
Really?
Yeah, you see that the proportions are not exact.
Wow.
But they are exact if you are in a certain place.
Really?
But when you come to him and you look at it, you see that the ends are so disproportional, the feet and the head. It's quite surprising, you know.
Wow.
But from a certain point of view, it's just perfection. And I'm quite surprised, and I say, okay, how many work and work and work to be able to do such a sculpture, you know. And whatever is the final result, is there a point where you say, okay, it's exactly like it is supposed to be? Because this beautiful artist could have said, okay, the ends are not exactly the good ones. Let's throw it away. No, at a certain point, it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Nathalie. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your wisdom. And I think that if you say, you know, you said about Abigail the prophet, but the wisdom is such an amazing wisdom. By the way, the statement that we say, till today, we use the same phrase. She said to David, may your soul be bounded with the bound of life, right?
Yeah.
This statement is a statement that everyone in Israel, everybody knows that statement. It's been used when you want to say that the soul goes to eternity. Like even somebody is perishing from the earth, his soul is still available because it's bound with the bound of life. And no other, I think the very rare verses from the Bible became so fundamental in the spirituality of the culture more than her. Like you might say, "Hear, O Israel, God is our Lord, God is one." He's a very famous one, right? But second to that, I guess it would be that what Abigail said.
And she was able to say that because she crossed
She
the
crossed
death.
that way. That is something that you reveal.
She crossed the worst,
Right.
and she was able to come to that because also
Wow.
she crossed
Yeah.
that path,
Yeah.
which was just horrible, but where she find herself.
Amen.
Thank you for the invitation.